What's up, everybody? It is your girl, your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Big ups to all of my subscribers. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. I am getting closer and closer to my 3,000 subscriber benchmark, and I'm really excited about that. I did not think that I would be on here this long doing what I do, and I'm so grateful because it lets me know that with everybody that's been subscribing to my channel, that so far I'm doing my job. And I plan to continue to keep being the way I've always been. I will continue to keep being balanced with my channel. I will continue to be kicking the actual factual, sharing wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual awareness. So again, I thank each and every one of y'all for y'all support. I thank y'all for the donations. Those who would love to donate, I would prefer, if you can, to send to my Cash App. If not, Super Chat is just as fine. So it doesn't matter to me how you do it. So any way you decide to bless my brand, no amount is too big or too small. $1 a month, $5 a month, it does not matter. Because I'm getting ready to work on a book of mine, so I'm going to take those proceeds and start getting my book started. So if you like my content, you're definitely going to like the books that I'm working on. So it's definitely going to be a good look. So I thought I'd share that with y'all. But on today's recipe, on today's content, what I wanted to discuss is why panels eventually dismantle. And I thought it was important that I spoke on this because in the black YouTube community sector, in the black community sector of YouTube, it has become so overwhelmed and so overflooded with so many different content creators that feel the need to constantly do live panels. And although I think this is a good thing, and I think that it does help to gain notoriety, it does build more subscribers, because when you bring other people who have channels onto your platform, basically their subscribers come to where you are. So that helps build a lot of clout. So there's many advantages, and why a lot of content creators are doing live panels. Not only that, you actually get to interact with other people who share your same views or philosophies or theories. So that's also awesome. And also it's awesome to be able to go live with the world, where you have all of these different people from different walks of life around the globe that are viewing your content. And it definitely helps for you to get the message out there to everybody, in different parts of the world, as a black YouTube content creator. So again, it definitely has a lot of advantages in building your channel and brand. But over these last couple of months, from what I have been seeing, I have seen panels do more damage than good. Unfortunately, there's too many problems when you have too many people operating the same clique. And as we know, this is the way I look at it, YouTube has become like the new high school to me. The black sector of YouTube has become like the new high school. And if any of you have been to high school, you may recall how there were so many different cliques. I know when I went to high school, we had different cliques. You had your jocks, you had your nerds, you had your bullies, you had the unpopular girls, you had the popular girls, you had the unpopular dudes, you had the popular dudes. There was always cliques in high school. And many of the times when you was the average Joe, you will find yourself trying to fit in somewhere, because again, we're in a world where everybody wants to be accepted. Don't let nobody for a second in these YouTube streets fool you that they do not look for approval, that they do not look like they do not look for acceptance. People are proving it every day, because the moment somebody is dismantled or kicked out of a panel or kicked off of a movement, or kicked off somebody's panel, people will automatically have to do a video on it and speak on it, because again, you getting rid of them just shows your disapproval, that I don't want you here anymore. I don't find you valuable to my panel. So when people get booted or they become eliminated, they take it very personal, and this is the reason why there's so much beef and the back and forth, because nobody wants to be rejected. And that is why I stray away from clicks, and you're not going to catch me really getting involved too strongly with any of these YouTube panels, which I call YouTube clicks, because the problem is, once you have been castrated or eliminated, it does do something to your ego, and it does do something to your self-esteem. Now, you will have people up here who will sit up here and lie and make it seem like, oh, I'm fine by myself. I don't need attention from others. I don't need validation from others. I really don't need nobody, telling me, I'm a part of the team. But as soon as there's a division or somebody falls out with one another, they have to go on their own channel and do a video and explain it and express their anger about it, because their feelings have been hurt. Now, nobody's not going to be man up to a woman up to say, my feelings was hurt because I got castrated. In other words, they're just going to do a video where he was never real or she was never real, and I knew it was a matter of time he was going to try to get rid of me, when really was, you are upset that you have been terminated. Especially after you have put all your energy into that person's panel, you put a lot of your thoughts, you put a lot of your ideas, and when a person boots you or eliminates you on something as simple as a misunderstanding, it can be very damaging. It's like putting a lot of energy into somebody's company or somebody's job. You help this workplace, you put a lot of your ideas, you put a lot of your thoughts, you put everything in helping that job to be successful, that company to be successful. And for them to turn around and terminate you, it is a slap in the face. So basically, like I said, it's like high school. YouTube has become a big high school, especially with these black content creators. Only the bullies are going to ride with other bullies. Only the intelligent, the nerds are going to ride with the nerds. The popular girls are going to ride with the popular girls. The unattractive girls are going to ride with the unattractive girls. I mean, pretty much, people are going to go where they feel welcomed. Okay? People are going to go where they feel like they fit in. And the truth of the matter is, some of us up here in these YouTube streets got to face the reality that you're not going to fit in with certain people because you're different. So just because people are not accepting you, it does not mean that you're not valuable. But what it does mean is you have your own value, which is the reason why a lot of people are not going to welcome you to what they're doing. They're not going to put you on to what you're doing. When you have your own light and you're already shining on your own, last thing people need is for you to bring your bright light onto their light. It's not going to happen. So in many cases, I really feel that as black content creators, we are more effective when we ride solo. I've seen too many panels to where you have 8, 9 personalities on the panel, and you forget who the hell is over the damn panel, who channel it is. Because you see so many men going in on other men, or women going in on other women. You looking around, okay, whose channel is this? Who owns this panel? And it's sad that content creators, they don't even want to be on their own panel with the people they invite, because as soon as they hear all this arguing and bickering back and forth, they leaving their panel unsupervised to go get a drink or to go get some gas in the car, because they don't want to hear all the back and forth on their own panel. And I'm seeing that a lot. A lot of content creators, I don't understand for the life of me why y'all have 8, 9 people on your panel, and as soon as they get outrageous, or as soon as people get off the handle and cursing bombs, F-bombs start dropping left and right, you having all of these people on your panel disrespecting one another. What do you think is going to happen when you got too many black folks, and I hate to say it, but when you have too many black people in one platform, you think there's not going to be conflict? You think there's not going to be chaos? And then on top of that, some of these content creators, they're not even smart enough to realize certain personalities don't mend with certain personalities. Why would I put cool, calm, collective easygoing content creators, well, hot-head content creators that's quick to curse, quick to flip off at the lip, quick to get disrespectful. I know if I were to do a panel, for one, I'm not going to have that many people on there. And for two, certain people, you have to have the spirit of discernment being a content creator. You already know certain people's personalities is not going to mix with others. That's like being a supervisor of your own company, of your own business. Why would you want to put two people who know every goddamn thing in the same department? Wouldn't you want to take two people that know everything and divide them, put one over here so they can strengthen that area and put another over there so they can strengthen that area? Why put both of them in the same room? That's a recipe for disaster. That's an accident waiting to happen. And I see that so often on these YouTube panels that there's just way, it's becoming, like I said, high school. You have what I call the cyber bullies that could only get their point across by being rude, by being disrespectful, by using a lot of excessive profanity. They cannot talk intellectually or intelligently without having to use profane language, without having to scream or overtalk everyone. And a lot of these people, they're not as funny as you give them credit for. I've heard some people say, well, I like to go to this dude channel because he's funny. I like to go to her channel because he's funny. If you really think about it, they're not that funny. If you want to put them by themselves, they will not be that funny. They just have an advantage to be funny because they get to overtalk everybody else who is on their panel. They get to over scream everybody else who is over their panel, which makes them appear as if they are funny, but in actuality, they're not funny. And it's sad that a lot of black men and black women, y'all find it comical when you see another black man or another black woman just being straight disrespectful and out of pocket. I don't think it's hilarious or anything. I think it's a turnoff. Because my thing is, when I go to view somebody's live panel, I want to hear everybody's point. I don't care if you do own that panel or that channel. I don't want to just hear you all the time. I don't want to hear you screaming over folks. I don't want to hear you yelling over folks. I want to listen to what your other guests have to say because they may have a different standpoint, a viewpoint that I might want to listen to. If I just want to hear you, I will go on your panel when it's just you doing the talking. And this is the reason why I prefer to ride solo. Now, don't get me wrong. I do my live panels here and there. I do my panels with Cool Gent, with Ruby, and with Kels. And I definitely want to do a panel with the guys because I'm always doing a panel with the ladies. I got to get up with the guys soon. I want to get up with AJ. I want to get up with Cool Gent. I want to get up with a couple of my guys. I at least want to do at least one panel with my guys. Maybe like 3 or 4 of them. But you best believe, if I do a panel, I'm going to put the right people with the right personalities on there. I'm not going to get a firecracker, hot-head, chicken time bomb, dude or female on my panel with people who I know are calm and respectful and intellectual. It's common sense. We have too many people that are content creators who don't know what they are doing. But they think because of the numbers that they have the whole game on lock, and they really don't. It's always a catastrophe. You can't never go to the panels and just listen in, without it being so much chaos and conflict. And this is the reason why panels eventually dismantle, because people sooner or later, this is what a lot of people don't understand. People sooner or later, they eventually get out of pocket. Especially when you allow them to say whatever they want to say, however they want to say. Excuse me. Now, don't get me wrong. In the beginning, at first, it is very entertaining. It is very entertaining when you have that one dude or that one female that will like to throw shade and over talk and throw little funny jabs and make little sarcastic comments. Sometimes it's cool to have that outgoing personality in the room. Sometimes that's extra hot sauce That's extra little gravy. Make things, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more exciting. Somebody got to shake up the room. Somebody got to, bring a little excitement. Like Bobby Brown with New Edition. He was a hothead one of the group back in the day, but he was the one who actually made the shows, more interesting. Back when they first started out, he was the one doing all the hip thrusting and all of the freaky stuff on stage. And even though here and there, I'm sure, it was fine, it was cool here and there. It made all the ladies in the audience, fall out, and it gave the audience a little something extra to watch. But after a while, it got a bit too much to where, Bobby Brown got beside himself. He know when to tone it down. Okay, all right, we let you hip thrust and all that the first 2-3 couple of shows. He started doing it every freaking show. If y'all seen the New Edition movie, Bobby Brown was so used to attention, he didn't know how to calm it down. He just had to keep getting turning it up to the point to where he was stealing the other dude's shine. Everybody got a routine. Everybody got steps they supposed to do. You're supposed to be a team. But eventually, because he started getting so much attention, and the attention was boosting his ego, it took him, he got all out of alignment with the whole group. And that is how these panels work. When you allow certain people to get away with certain things and they see the attention that they're getting from people in the chat room, people are cheering them on. Yeah, say that. Yeah, you right. And what it is, black people, we love to hear the word you right. Something about that word, when we hear those two words, it gives us that extra ego boost to really say all kind of stuff. And as content creators, you may find it cute and funny when you invite certain guests on your panel, when they saying very outlandish things and they really getting out of pocket. They saying all kind of stuff. At first it's funny because you getting all of these you get more subscribers coming in to check out your chat room. People are subscribing. People are laughing with all the jokes and the antics. But what do you do when your guest, who you so used to helping, put on the show, being a class clown, when they get out of pocket with that shit? To the point to where you have to tell them to shut up. When I see a content creator have to tell another grown man or grown woman to shut up, that lets me know that you lack control over your whole panel. It should never get to the point to where I got to tell grown men and grown women, hey, be quiet. Hey, let this person say what they got to say. Hey, I'm hearing grown men and grown women got to get up for order in the goddamn court in their own panels. A lot of y'all have no order, no structure on your panels, and you wonder why your panels eventually dismantle. Because you love to have the class clown who can say whatever she wants to say or whatever he wants to say, and while all of this is fun and games at first, it's eventually going to create problems, because you're going to bring guests on there that's used to your class clown, used to your heckler, getting out of pocket. Guests are going to come in there, come on your panel with bullets already in their chamber, ready to shoot, because they know that you allow this person to say and do whatever they want. And that is why I don't go on certain panels, because I already know, based on how I see people perceive and act, based on things I perceive and seeing how people carry on and the way people act, I already know I'm going to come on there ready for somebody to get out of pocket with me, because I've witnessed it too many times just as a subscriber, as a viewer, how the content creator, the host that's responsible for his or her panel, they let this person say and do whatever. And then another thing is, you content creators, y'all will not shift gears. Y'all always bringing the same people on there all of the time. You always got to keep bringing the same heckler, the same comedian. Being disrespectful and being childish does not make you funny. Calling people names does not make you funny. There's a time and a place for everything. When y'all are talking about a very interesting topic that people really want to get your intake on, people really want to get your viewpoint on, and you got this heckler, this class clown, it takes away from the purpose of the content. And this is the reason why I like to rise And even though I enjoy, hanging out with the ladies from time to time, I always do panels with them and stuff because I enjoy. But at the same time, I owe it to my subscribers for them to just have that one-on-one with me, because sometimes the content is more effective when you have one person that is giving the majority of it versus when you got 9, 10 people, because out of those 9, 10 people, somebody is going to throw in a monkey wrench and make the whole goddamn conversation derail. Now, how many times have we not seen this? The conversation will be going good when there's maybe 1 or 2 people on the panel. But boy, when you bring in that third or that fourth, somebody wants to come in and make the whole situation go left because they're mad with one of your other guests on the panel, or they're upset with somebody else attacking them, so they want to come on your panel and address that person who they know hangs out in your chat room, or they know you rock with them. It's always been chaos with these panels, and that is why I choose to rock solo. Or if I do choose to do a panel, it's only going to be with certain individuals, because a lot of y'all will not keep y'all guests in check. And I remember BMT talked about this on the Information Man show, and I wholeheartedly agree with him. I would not, your channel is like your own personal house. You do not allow your guests to attack your other guests when they come to your house. For instance, if I invite somebody to my house, I invite one of my homegirls or something, to hang out with me, so we can have dinner and chill and watch movies or something like that, and then I invite my sister over here, to kick it with me and my friend. My sister's being disrespectful to my guests. I'm saying, wait a minute, we're not going to do that here. You're not going to disrespect my guests in my house. Now, if you don't like her or you got a problem with her, you're going to have to find a way to deal with her in a mature, civil manner. Y'all ain't got to sit on the same sofa together. You could eat your plate at the table and she could eat hers on the sofa. Y'all ain't got to say nothing to each other, but y'all will not disrespect each other. Y'all wait, these content creators wait till the whole conversation goes from 0 to 1,000. Now you got to boot people off. These are grown men and grown women. You got to put them in the corner for timeout like they kindergartners. Because when you allow too much clownery to go on, you allow the clown to perform all the time. They don't know when to cut the shit off. And now it's looking like you got no control over your panel, over your channel. This is the very reason why I ride solo. You got too many people on there talking. Everybody wants to be heard. And then when that one individual is not being heard, they flat out being disrespectful. I'm seeing young content creators, young black male content creators disrespecting older black male content creators. I see the young female content creators disrespecting the older female content creators. I see the older women disrespecting the young women. Feel like because they older, they can say whatever the hell they want to say. It's too much disrespect. That's why I can't do clicks with too many black folks. Because I've seen it one too many times. Some people just do not know how to stay in a lane. And if people just would follow one simple rule, treat people the way you want to be treated, we won't have these problems that we have. But we're going to continue to have these problems because some people are not secure enough to do panels alone. They have to have 8, 9, 10, 15 people on their panel to keep to keep the conversation going and flowing. Because let me tell you something, it takes a lot of skills and abilities to be able to do a 2 hour, or hell, just a 1 hour, like what I'm doing. Just doing this for 1 hour by myself. Nobody's giving their opinion. Nobody's butting in. It takes skills and abilities to do that, to keep the conversation going without going off subject too much, without making sure your message is in alignment. That takes a lot of work. But when you have 8, 9 people in there, you don't really have to be creative, because you're just sitting back and you're watching the buffoonery and the clownery. You're watching these people go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the only time you say something as a host is when you feel like you're being disrespected. And that's not fair. You don't invite your guests to your panel for them to get abused by your other guest. And I just find it amazing that the moment they start these shows and they know they're gonna have 6, 7 people on the panel, they don't explain the rules up front. Like for instance, Ruby and Kels can tell you, when I first started out initially with them, before I even hit the live and and we start the show, I explained to them what I expect and what I want done. And they ain't had a problem with it. I said, all right, ladies, we're not gonna mention no names. We're not gonna do this. Okay, Mocha, we got you. Had no problems because I believe in order. And whenever you don't have order, look for destruction. Look for destruction. Destruction is bound to come when you don't have any order. And the problem with a lot of these black tube sectors is a lot of y'all don't have no order. Y'all don't have no requirements. You let anybody come on your panel. You don't do no research. Or you like to bring individuals with the most brassy personality, with the most egotistical personality, to the point to where sometimes I've seen it in many cases where these hosts have to kick off their main guests, who's usually one of the ones they rock with every week. They had to kick them off they panel. This just goes to show how much lack of control a lot of these content creators got, because you doing too much. You doing too much. You got too many people. Too many people. Eventually, somebody's going to get out of pocket and create problems. And this is why I've stated clicks have never worked. Clicks have never worked because it's always that one brother or that one sister who wants to up the ante. They really want to stand out from the crowd, so they will really say outlandish things and really turn up, do all type of things to draw all kind of attention to them. Even if they're drawing bad attention, they love the attention. And another thing I notice is that another reason why we have a lot of these issues with these panels is because a lot of people are able to hide behind these avatars. It's a lot of guests that are coming on panels and hiding behind their avatar. They won't reveal who they are. They won't show or display who they are. And they're hiding behind these avatars. Either they got cartoons or they got symbols. They got something other than showing themselves. Or they are using old profile pictures from when they graduated from school in 1999 as their profile picture, knowing they don't even look young like that no more. Knowing they done put on 30 pounds since then, gray hairs since then, receding hairlines since then. Knowing they don't look nothing like that person that they still have on their profile picture. And again, and it's not nothing wrong with it. I only have a problem with it for the ones who like to bully and attack people. If you want to have the advantage of being able to bully and attack people, then at least show who you are live sometimes. And I agree with Reg, the bad guy, on that. Matter of fact, I plan on doing another live soon where I will actually be showing myself or whatever. So I think that it's been a lot of what they call, like for instance, they call it liquor courage. When people drink some liquor, now they got the courage to say all kind of stuff that they normally wouldn't say if they were sober. We have what's called a lot of social media courage, because you're able to hide behind an avatar, or you're able to display an old picture of yourself when you used to look good, or on your best day you could post that picture. That gives you the advantage of being able to be a damn cyberbully. You say what you want to say. You disrespect people and disrespect people. You picking on people. You picking on people's physical features. You talking about this person's too fat. This person's too skinny. This person too dark. But you will not expose who you are and how you look. And it's basically the cyber bullies that are the main ones that are doing it. They the ones with the avatar. They the one with their old senior picture as their profile pic. That picture was taken when you graduated class in 1988. And here it is 2019. You still using that same picture. You know you don't look like that no more. But I'm like this. If you want to pick and belittle and bash people, be man enough or woman enough to be able to show your live self doing it. Because it kind of reminds me of the movie called The Wiz. I don't know if y'all remember The Wiz. It was like the black version of The Wizard of Oz. How the wizard who played as Richmond Pryor, he was talking so much trash to Cowardly the Lion. Diana Ross, she was the one who played as Dorothy. Michael Jackson played as the Scarecrow. And he was so mean and so harsh. And all they wanted to do was find their way home. And he was talking all kind of trash to them. He was telling them what they needed to do and how they needed to do it. And she went and did everything she said. They did everything the wizard told them to do. And until Toto had to run behind the curtain and peel it open. And they found out the wizard was not this big grand dude that he pretended he was. He was laying on this one piece of bed. Looked like he was in like an incarcerated jail cell. And he was a straight coward. If y'all remember the movie, Richard Pryor played the part as the wizard. He was a straight coward. He acted very scary. To the point, Scarecrow and the Cowardly Lion, they went off on him like, you took us through all of this and had us doing all this stuff here and all this time. You could have been sent us home. And that's what it is. We have a lot of cowardly lions, behind these goddamn avatars. Who up here talking about people need to lose weight and all this other stuff. I sure would like to see your face and see how skinny you are. I want to see your six pack. I want you to do a live with your six pack. And same thing with you ladies. You're up here talking about how men need to be this and men need to be that. Well, remove that profile of you with your hair done. And with your makeup filters. Well, you got all of these filters to where you could cover all the freckles and the dark spots on your face. We have a lot of cyber bullies on YouTube that are constantly keeping themselves concealed. They will not expose themselves, but they want to keep exposing other people. This is why, and a lot of them, and I feel like a lot of them do that is because they want to have the advantage of being able to degrade other people because no one can degrade them. They have the advantage of doing that. Long as somebody can't see how I look, long as nobody can't point out my faults or my flaws, that gives me the advantage of telling everybody else about themselves. And nobody can't tell me about myself. I feel like too much is given, much is required. If you want to have that advantage to degrade and bash other men or other women, then I say show your face so everybody else can have the same advantage to be able to tell you about yourself. You don't want to dish it out, but when the shoe on the other foot, you can't take it. That's why I don't start stuff I can't finish. I don't go around here belittling people and bashing people and making people feel like trash, when they on my panel. Because it's gonna come a day when people gonna look for you to present everything that you have preached and been so damn set against. But this is the reason why I ride solo. I think as content creators, when we ride solo, we put more thought into our content because we don't have other people there speaking for us. So therefore, you have to think and use your whole dome. A lot of content I use, every once in a while I take notes, but for the most part, everything that I say and everything that I speak upon is straight off my dome. Some people are just naturally gifted in what they do, and you have other people, they got to hide behind other people's gift. They invite a bunch of people on their panel and they let them do all the talking because they're not confident enough to keep the conversation flowing by themselves. They got to have bunch of other people, to help address points they didn't even think of, points they didn't even consider. And as a panelist, some of y'all are not realizing that y'all are being used. You're being used for your knowledge. You're being used for your wisdom. And some of y'all are being used for your charismatic character. because you know how to make things exciting. You know how to make the show popping. A lot of y'all are being used and not even benefiting from it. I've seen 8, 9 people get on the panels, but guess what? Guess who gets all of the money? The host does. Now, I can't speak for all hosts, but I'm like, you got 8, 9 people. I know that person ain't paying you for all your thoughts and ideas and your good content, your good message, your good information. I've seen some brothers on these panels give way more good information than the host does. But guess what? When that super chat donation comes in, it's going to the host. I know he ain't giving it to them. When they log off, I know he ain't sending them no money. If somebody's sending a $30 super chat and you got 6 people on there, why should you keep the whole $30? You might as well get $5 for 6 of them. People super chatting, but only one person who ain't really giving any ideas or sharing any theories, that's the one that's getting paid. All his panelists that really do got the knowledge, really do got the wisdom, really do got the information, the host, she ain't paying the other ladies on her panels, or she ain't posting the other guys, or he ain't paying the other man on his panels. Now, if I was making more than what I was making, I would definitely, would do the same thing. If I was working, I would definitely try to financially contribute for my females that come on my show, guys that come on my show. But that's why I keep my panel small, because I think it's a disservice to have 8, 9, 10 people on my panel and I can't pay them for coming on my channel, sharing all my content, which is helping my subscribers to grow. And a lot of you as panelists, y'all not even realizing a lot of people is using y'all. They constantly send you invites and you think you getting all this admiration. Oh, okay. I mean, they really like me for what I do. No, they like you because some people will use you for different things. Some people will use you for your knowledge. Use you for your wisdom. I had to cut a lot of females off because they only would use me for my knowledge. Some people don't use you for your money. They don't use you for your notoriety. Some people like to use you because of your level of intelligence. They know you can give them advice and give them information in very effective ways and won't even give you a dime for it. Now, I'm not saying they should pay you or whatever, but you'll be surprised how many of these panelists are getting used and they don't know it. Because when your host gets that super chat, I know you're not getting it. You walk away from the show empty-handed when you have spilled like 2-3 hours on this person's live of very good resourceful information. Because a lot of some of these guys are damn good. I listen to them more than I listen to their own hostess. And I notice when he's getting them super chats or when she's getting them super chats, nobody else is getting any. And I'm like, wow, all that free information. That's like you owning a damn dealership and you hire a salesman and you own a dealership. You sitting back in your office drinking coffee and donuts while all your salesmen, they the ones out there hustling and getting customers to buy the cars and you keeping all the money. Oh my goodness. I tell y'all, this is the reason why panels will eventually dismantle, because there's no loyalty. I believe everybody is not joining these panels for the right reasons. Some people are joining for popularity. Some people are joining to be a narc because they want to destroy or sabotage somebody's channel. Eventually, egos get out of hand. You have men disrespecting other men, women disrespecting other women, because a person has gotten away with being a clown too much and they don't know when to turn it down. They don't know when to bring it down a little bit. They lack discretion. They lack discernment. They don't know there's a time and a place for everything. Certain contents that you do is more serious than others. You got to know how to balance. And a lot of black men and black women, they have that issue. Within the YouTube sector, they don't know how to balance. They either too hype all the goddamn time or they're too serious and rigid all the damn time. They don't know when to lighten up and they don't know when to take stuff serious. But um Again, these are the reasons why I like to ride solo. I do like my panels when I do them, because I know I got some really good people on my team. But I feel like when you ride solo, it forces you to be creative, because you don't have a backup system. I have to use all of my brain cells and every content that I do, because it's just me. I don't have backup. I don't have a fill in the blanks type of person. And I really feel like that some people will not do solo panels because they want people there to make a mockery out of, so they can poke the bear and make fun of people to make their life more interesting. Or they like to bring clowns and hecklers on because they know that's what makes the show more interesting. So a lot of them don't really feel confident. A lot of them don't have anything resourceful to really provide to the black community. So therefore, they will continue to keep promoting the same garbage they've been promoting. But anyway, y'all, what is y'all intake on panels? What other reasons do y'all think that panels eventually dismantle? Also, too, when it comes to these panels, you have to realize that when you bring people on, that already have a clique, you bringing in other individuals from who got panels together, and you bring them on your panel. That's a recipe for disaster. Because when you fall out with one, you fall out with the other. To me, I'm not about to bring people that's already in an established clique and bring them to my panel. Because the moment I fall out with one, they automatically gonna side with the other. It's a lot of people that's not using common sense when they create these panels. Y'all are just y'all are just shuffling the bag, and you really don't know what you're taking out, because you're not doing your research. You don't sit down and talk to these people and ask them, why do you want to come on this panel? What purpose can you provide? What will you do in the event somebody gets disrespectful? Will you blow up? Will you lash out? Y'all don't ask a goddamn thing. Y'all just let anybody come on your panel. You let these clowns, you let these, you know, drama queens come and shift up the atmosphere, and you wonder why you have so many problems. And people who would be an asset to your brand, you don't bring them on because they're not funny enough, they're not clownish enough. So a lot of y'all going to keep blocking your blessings, because again, you're more concerned with entertainment than you are educating. So anyway, y'all, it's your girl, Lady Mocha. And for all of you who are interested, to all my ladies out there, don't forget I got the baby mama drama webinar coming up. $25 per guest. If you are having problems with your man or your husband's fiance, baby mama, you're getting frustrated, you're running out of solutions, look no further. I have a PhD in baby mama drama degree. Okay, so make sure y'all hit me up if you're interested. It's your girl, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm going to always break you off a slice of knowledge. Y'all be blessed.